everything that's been going on, it's like nobody's in control, but we want control. We think we can control the world before we can control ourselves. Go for a walk, you son of a bitch. Go for a walk. I mean, you walk outside, man, it's like people in a city are afraid to even look at you. As you're walking, it's like, they're either like, or they cross to the other side of the street, and I think, thank you. That is kindness and consideration at its finest. But out here in the country, they hop out of their vehicle like, they're all five of them, fat fucks trying to squeeze into Walmart, like trying to fit a beanbag in your Honda Civic. Like, it's like, just go! And you get caught walking behind them. Just fucking, they don't even have facial features. Just folds and creases, and you've seen the two fat chicks on YouTube playing Chubby Bunny. You've seen that shit. It's hideous. And you know, and they say by next year, 60% or some large ass figure of restaurants will be all corporate, all chains. And I think, you know what? Great. Fuck them. At least they're wearing masks. No, seriously, fuck a small business. You're gonna come at me with your fucking politics, your fucking, even though, my freedom, man, I'm gonna just all over your salad. Unfortunately, this is why corporations win. Because they have their thumb on the pulse of what needs to get done. And it's because, I don't know why, education system gone bust. I know this is what generations of inbreeding does. You walk into your fucking local Mexican or Chinese restaurant, they're struggling. You know they're struggling. You know they're struggling because the price at the small business restaurant is higher than the goddamn McDonald's. And that shit is already too fucking high. They don't pay McDonald's workers in dollars anymore. They pay them in dick emojis on their paycheck. That's all McDonald's workers sees. It's like fucking, oh, go fuck myself. Oh, thank you. Oh, I can eat nothing but McDonald's for the rest of my days. Thank you, massa. And this is the reality. And the fact is that we still have it better than the motherfuckers in China. But here's the thing about China. Here's why they're better. People take it for granted. They just think, oh, the Chinese, they're just cheap labor. Dude, have you seen the way they work? They go into these machines and they make the glass for cars. They make glass windshields. And they risk life and limb. Like they'll take a limb and go into like this 1,000-degree machine and reach across just to mold the glass. And they do it in 5 seconds. Cut to the American guy, he burns himself. Workplace accident number 26. And then they're on strike, standing outside in Arby's. And they're like, workers' rights. And then on the other side, you got a bunch of anti-abortion activists. They don't even know why they're there. They're just there. You know how it is. They just appear and disappear at will. They don't care about you or your grandma. They don't give a fuck. They don't care if you live or die, these Republicans. They don't give a shit. They're fucking retarded. All they want to do is open everything, so we can keep pretending like there's no problem. As they're just spreading this fucking virus by will. How many governors? It's like 4 or 5 Republican governors are positive now. And they have health care. They have the best quality health care, and we don't. Which is why people are dying. Young and old. Pre-existing conditions, whatever, nobody gives a shit. But you know what? I'm not okay with living in a country that just condones this. I'm not okay with it. It's not because, oh, I'm such a good person. It's because you're standing in a fucking line at a restaurant that says, please wear a face covering. And then you see this fucking Happy Wheels NPC in front of you. I can't. My breathing problem. I have sleep apnea. What if it was like the Black Plague or polio or something that's just so contagious and so deadly and destructive? We don't even know that. This is a test run for the actual disease, and what's going to happen when that comes along? If you believe in this conspiracy theory shit, which, like I said, you have to prove it, but at the same time, not really. You get a sense of what's going on. It is partially social engineering. It's the media, same bullshit questions, but they're not very good at it. You ever notice that? These people talking, this social media is like melting your mind, bruh. It's like, no, we use it. We use social media to criticize other social media. It's literally the same shit as anyone else. It's actually increased our freedom of speech. It has, because before you'd have to go mail a letter to your senator, like, oh, the crops and shit, and he's like, go fuck yourself. Now you just tweet at AOC, picture your dick or whatever, and then it turns into a social issue overnight. Like, what is it? We must interpret the meaning. I'm sick of cops, fucking Whitey McCrackerjack says, I work at a big company and I got pulled over doing 10 over. This officer, he comes out of his car, he shows me the speedometer, he was very nice to me, and I'm like, yes sir, he's skiddly diddly. Yeah, you know why he was nice to you? So that when he shoots a black kid, you shut the fuck up. There are good cops. There are good cops. They're just not the ones they send over. They're out shooting kids. They shoot autistic kids. They shoot kids on a bicycle because they think they're selling crack. They ain't even selling crack. They pull a little crack, put it on, sprinkle it all over them. How gullible. When it comes to just the division, you gotta think outside the box just a little. You get little glimpses of it here and there. You know what? That's an interesting perspective. And he goes back, it's cops like these, guy who kills George Floyd, that give good cops a bad name. And I'm over here like Danny Glover and Lethal Weapon. I'm getting too old for this shit. And I'm ready to launch another soliloquy at this cocksucker. You're my uncle? I haven't noticed. 25 years, you haven't said one fucking thing that I can remember, that I can put on a cat poster somewhere that's inspired me to go for the gusto. Very few people. Those are all internet quotes from fucking Hegel, George Carlin, who else? Even fucking Mao, even like Confucius. You go that far back, you'll find wisdom from just about anybody. You know why? Because they had enough time to sit on their ass and just think. Right? They had no TV, they had no internet, they had no cell phones, they had no means of communication until you walk over to the village fucking 40 miles away. Right? So that gives you a lot of breathing room, a lot of shit to do to pass the time while you fucking spread a little seed. You fucking rape your wife, and then you write shit, you write novels with a feather, like nobody's business. Everybody was a fucking intellectual back in the day. Now everybody's just a fucking ass-sucking little twerp. They're like, the stimuli must respond. What did you think of politician A said about politician B? Next on WWE 2020 election season. Dude, these debates are a fucking joke. They don't even answer the damn questions. It's like, we're gonna talk about climate change now. It's like, oh, it was my turn. No, it's my turn. And then they just wrestle over the time. They spend 2 minutes bitching about the other guy, about like shit that happened 10 years ago nobody gives a fuck about. And that's how they brainwash you. Just like, oh, well, he said something. I don't know what, could you repeat it back to me? Fuck no. Fuck these debates. This is a joke. This country is over. It's over, man. We're so stupid. We don't even understand how they're playing us. They're pimping the shit out of us. This country's dunzos.